Hello. You may have noticed that we are sporting our pink power blazers in honor of Women's History Month. And we're excited about today's guest, Allyn Rose. She is our issue 9 cover star.
And she is a beauty queen turned speaker and model who has inspired a cult following in the cancer community.
Can you tell us what a previvor is?
Previvor was a term that was coined for women like me who are essentially a survivor of either a genetic predisposition to breast cancer. Maybe you have a strong family history, you carry a breast cancer gene mutation, and someone who's taken preventive action. I lost my mom, my grandmother, my great aunt to this disease, and decided to undergo a preventative surgery to help mitigate my risk. So anyone who does that or is taking those preventative steps is a previvor.
For previvors, can you tell us about the mission of your nonprofit?
I knew that after I'd shared my personal story, and that went viral, and I had this really incredible moment to sort of share my journey. I didn't want it to end there. I wanted to do something that was going to help women navigate these really difficult decisions. And when I was going through it myself, it was really hard to find comprehensive information on the types of surgeries that were available to people who didn't have a cancer diagnosis while undergoing mastectomy. And choice was so important. What I did was basically compile all of this information, talk to different surgeons, talk to women in the community who've undergone this procedure, and really put it all in one place for women to be able to go learn about their options and then be able to discuss that with their physician.
Yeah, and we've heard that story time and time again of healthcare workers maybe not really believing a patient and the patient having to advocate really hard for themselves.
That's what I wanted the Previvor to be as well. I wanted it to be a resource to put women back in the driver's seat of their healthcare choices, to be able to advocate for themselves. Often, physicians only recommend what they specialize in and not necessarily what's right for the woman that's in their waiting room.
We recently at Cancer Wellness created our Going Flat series, a photo series of women who had double mastectomies, but opted for aesthetic flat closures. You elected to have breast reconstructive surgery. Could you please tell us why that was the right decision for you?
For me, I wanted my body to be as back to, I hate to use the word normal because it's never normal after a procedure like this, but I wanted to essentially have the same body or similar to the body that I did before. And in my mind, I would be better able to move on from this procedure, move on with my life, knowing that I've sort of put the pieces back together the best way that I knew how to. And so that meant having breast reconstruction for me. But it is very important to note that there are a lot of women out there who don't want breast reconstruction. And unfortunately, we, have a lot of physicians out there who just don't accept that as an option for women. And what was mortifying to me is to read these stories of women who told their doctor, I want to go flat, and they would wake up in post-op with breasts.
No.
And
Oh, no.
their doctors would say, please just trust me. You don't know what you're talking about. You'll regret this later. So I did my due diligence as a surgeon to give you what I thought was best for you. And so that's why on the Previvor as well, and I'm so thrilled to hear that you guys are doing a series on that, is talk about this as an option for women as their breast reconstruction, because you're just reconstructing in a different way.
You've accomplished so many major achievements in your career, including being the first Sports Illustrated swimsuit model to have a double mastectomy. Did you have any hesitations or concerns about the preventative surgery? Was that part of the reconstruction dialogue that you had with your doctor?
Absolutely. So coming into this, working in the beauty industry, I certainly had reservations just from a personal vanity standpoint of I want my body to look the way that it was. And I was 26 years old. And so, I had competed at Miss USA and Miss America. I worked as a full-time model. And these were very real conversations I had to have with myself because breast reconstruction isn't a guarantee. Even once I had breast reconstruction and I had a really positive cosmetic outcome. I had fantastic surgeons, people who were so compassionate, so understanding. But there's a lot of healing that comes with how you view yourself mentally. I constantly was feeling like everyone knew that I had breast reconstructive surgery. It was a sensitive topic. And, even years after the surgery, I felt that I was hindered from doing a lot of the things that I wanted to do because I had had breast reconstruction. And that was a really liberating thing for me, competing in this Sports Illustrated contest where, I just said, you know what, I'm getting in my own way here. The only person that is stopping me from accomplishing my goals is me, and it's in my head. And so I have to stop doing this. I need to continue to put myself out there the way that I would before and be bold. And it was such an incredible experience to get to be the first, to remove that barrier for women who thought having a mastectomy, it's all over for you.
Be sure to keep an eye out for the second half of our interview with Allyn Rose.
Visit her website for the virtual copy to read her feature story in issue 9.